Well, hello farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. Well, welcome back to Coldborough Park Farm, day 2 of our little segments here before we move to another map. It's not really day 2 of the map, but it's our second consecutive day on it. As you can see, our canola is growing well. It is getting ready to be ripened. It probably needs a little bit more time, a couple more hours in game, and it'll be ready. Sort of a predicament here. I'm sort of stuck with not a whole lot to do other than fast track time, and I don't like to waste the whole day when we could be doing something productive to make money on the map. And while productive and making money on the map may not be as entertaining in video, I still like to play the map and not and do the things that you would do to make money. Like, I could be mowing grass, making bales and selling those bales, because a hay bale sells for $1,500, so why not take advantage of it and sell it off and make the money doing that? So I may do that, but I may not do that on camera. So you guys don't have to sit through all that. So where are we at? I will bring you up to date. We are, when I last left you off yesterday, or in a previous video, I was seeding fields 6 and 7. We were here. We were almost done with 7. And that was canola going in there. I went and got a corn seeder, and I went ahead and put a few rows of corn in 3, 4, and 5. You'll notice have the nice little stripes in here. I was a idiot. Just bonehead move. I forgot to fertilize the fields before I started to plant them. And so I had to go back and fertilize them after I planted them, which means I've got nice little tram lines going to be running through each of those fields. So, you do stupid things every once in a while. So that's sort of where we're at. And like I said, these fields are growing. I need to feed the cattle and the sheep and all that stuff, or I need to make some TMR. My silage bales are right around 80% fermented. So I'm still waiting on those. So I really can't do a whole lot with those up here. So yeah, I'm sort of like what to do today. There is a little mucking out that needs to take place over at the farm. So we'll do that. I did get all this nice and organized back here now. I like how everything's laid out. I got my seeders over here. And I may move this disc where that JCB is, and then just have this be all tractors right here. I got the 2 big fence back here. The little baby fence here, which is becoming my workhorse. I really like that tractor. I've been just everything with it. I almost don't even need the JCB with it. And I'm considering losing the JCB and just going with all Fendt on this map. It's a high possibility. Either that, or I might lose the JCB, and just to introduce something else, we might get that Case Bad Boy that Timbers put out. Everybody's raving about it, so we might use it. Try it. I'll try to mix up some stuff, do some different equipment. So I think I'm going to sell those guys off too, the Marshalls. I'm not going to use them for slurry and manure, because if I'm going to do slurry and manure, I'm going to get a different mod and do that. So probably going to sell those off and get rid of them. Sell off the Case tractor. I really don't need the stupid Lizard pickup truck either, so I might get rid of it. What else? I'm sure there's something else that needs to be sold off and gotten rid of. So anyways. But that's that. So this might be a little bit of a shorter video. What I may do is I might do a short farm sim video today, and we'll muck out the cattle pens here, which need to be done, and then after that I need to haul a little water up to the chickens, which might be kind of boring for you guys, but we'll do it, and we'll water the chickens. And that might be the end of this this episode, which means, yeah, if it's a short enough episode, I might go do a Euro truck video and put 2 videos up today. So just depends. We'll see what happens. Alright, so around here we go. This was an easier way to spin around. Has everybody got to come? I'm like a magnet when I come into this field. All the cows come to me. When the moose comes into the yard, all the cattle come. Alright, so let's do a little unrealistic manure scooping here. Why do I say unrealistic? Because all you have to do is drive into the general vicinity of the manure and your little scooper gets completely full. I mean, you don't even have to work to load it. And if anybody is, if any of you guys have ever run a bucket, there is an art form to getting a full bucket on a tractor. It's not as easy as just lower your bucket and drive into it. There is a little bit of skill involved with rolling it. How that does, it's just stupid. Alright. I'm getting better with my Trek IR, but I still have some little quirks with it. One of the things you're going to see in the video when I'm doing any kind of loader work, every once in a while you'll see this. That little bit of shake. See that little bit of shake there? What it is, and I just came to realize this doing some stuff, is the script that Upside Down put to work with Trek IR. It basically disables your joystick to an extent. That's I'm hard right, I'm hard left, hard up, hard down. And that shaking is when my joystick tries to do something and the camera reaches its limitations of the joystick. And he didn't completely disable the joystick, because if he did, when it's in third person, you wouldn't be able to use it. So in first person, it's sort of limited. So when I'm using a loader and I let off of the shoulder button before I get rid of the joystick, I'm gonna have little shaky issues like that. So it's not a glitch or anything in my game. It's just me letting off the shoulder a little bit earlier than I should. So just thought I'd point that out if anybody's wondering about that. I have to remember, you gotta back out of this bunker with your tines down, otherwise you just automatically reload the manure that was in the bunker. I'm trying to be good and avoid the cows, even though I know it doesn't matter. I'm trying to be somewhat realistic. Which brings me to a point, you know, I got a couple of emails recently about why I do this, why I do that. Again, and I've said this before in videos, but for those who, you know, I pick up new people every single day. For those of you who don't know, I try to play the game a little bit more realistic than others would. Which, if I was really mucking out my barn, I would, you know, probably be using a shovel unless it was a really big operation. And if it was a really big operation, I would have a gate up right now and there would be no cattle walking in on me. That way I could go ahead and get this done and wouldn't have to dodge the cows. But you know, so when you see me plow and cultivate and everything else like that, I'm doing things the way I would do things in real life. So and that might not be 100% accurate, but I'm pretty close to the way I would do things in real life anyways. I'm about to get run over here. Oh, I just got impaled. So anyways. So, I hope some of y'all found yesterday's video interesting. It was something that I wanted to do. Keep in mind, a lot of the reasons I do videos on this game is basically because when I started playing this, you know, I didn't play 2009, 2013, or any of the old versions of Farm Sim. I'm a newbie to it. And, I mean, I didn't even realize it existed until 3-4 months ago. I had a lot of questions, like how to do certain things, how to use certain mods, you know, curious about the game. And I found that most of the content that was on the internet pretty much was from a perspective of been there, done that, and I'm just doing this to, you know, continue on. And, you know, a lot of people always are saying, well, we did this in 2013, or we did that in 2013, and blah blah blah, and you could do this and you could do that, and this is the same thing as 2013. That didn't do me any good. So I try to bring a fresher perspective to it, and I try to do videos for those who just don't have a clue as far as what's going on in the game. It's the reason I take a little bit more time to explain some things. And you know, so yesterday's video was meant for people who are curious. You know, I know a lot of y'all probably have Track IR or some sort of head tracking software. You probably use a different, you know, you may use Face no IR or whatever. That's cool. But like I said, that video is mainly meant for people who are curious, you know, and looking to see what would be involved, if it even made sense to do it, you know, and just put the information out there. That's basically what it's all about. And I try to do, you know, that in all the videos, is put the information out there. So hopefully it wasn't too boring to the rest of you guys. You know, and is having it a game changer? No, absolutely not. Do I like it? Absolutely. Is it a fad? No, I don't think so. I really, there's so many people, and Landy and I were talking about this yesterday. He's like, he would never get it. He would never get it. He doesn't need it, blah, blah, blah. I don't necessarily need it, but there are a ton of people who hit me up all the time. Do more first person. Do more first person. Do more first person. Well, first person drives me nuts for the most part. I lose my perspective in it, and I don't necessarily enjoy the first person. So, and part of that is the looking at, you know, having to get your camera positioned while you're doing everything else like that. So, great. That's not where I wanted to go. Get out of this. So, it changes the game for me in that aspect because I am able to drive better in first person because I can look, you know, where I want to go, and I can, you know, I don't feel like I'm just stuck in this little square view. You know, do I have, you know, I don't have the side vision or anything else like that, but it works better. Should you rush out and pay 130, 140 bucks for a track IR and throw it in farm sim? Nope. Just being honest there. But if you play other games like Euro Truck or Flight Simulator or some of the first-person shooters, Arma, any of those games, if you know, you start adding them up, and suddenly you're like, well, okay, it's not just for one game, it's for multiple games. And then you can say, okay, I might get it then. And if you're that person, you know, you'll know how to put it into Farm Sim now. Alright, so I'm going in third person for this because I can't look out the back of the Unimog. I think I got some water. Ooh. Apparently I have no water. Is there water down here? I don't think there is. Pretty sure there's not. Pretty sure the water is at the farm. Alright, so head up to the farm. I gotta explore that. I'm not sure. There might be some water somewhere around here. I need to go back to the farm anyways. I need just a little bit of wheat for the chickens. Not that they really need it. They're at 100% productivity right now, as is. And I actually thought to go collect the eggs earlier. It's not that I thought to create. To be honest, I didn't think to go collect the eggs. I was up there and saw them and thought, oh, I forgot I have to collect eggs. Again, I'm not into the whole chicken aspect of this game. It's such a waste of time. The water's back over here. Going a third person pull way out here. I just think the water hose connection on this is kind of cool. And it'll either do the front or the back, depending on where you're at. Like if I stop it right now, pull forward, I think it'll connect to the back. Yeah. So it connects up to the back. Thought that was cool. Must be a pocket hose the way it's collapsed right there on the side of it. Nice and thin right there. Not a whole lot of water getting through that hose, is there? And then when it's done, it puts it back up on the side there. See where my pipe's at. Didn't want a whole lot. I think I got more than I wanted. I can always come back and dump it. Yeah, I got way more than I needed. Alrighty. So I'll head down here. I'm going to feed the chickens, give them a little bit of water. And then we'll call this a video. It'll be about 30 minutes long. And then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll actually harvest the fields, do a little feeding technology. I think that's what I'll do first, because we haven't done a video on that. So tomorrow's video, I'll have the fields ripened. It'll be the next day. And because if it's 11 now, those silage rolls are going to take another probably 9-10 hours to mature. And that field, the field's probably, because of when we planted, they're probably not going to be ready until like 1700, 1800. I don't like playing in the dawn, so I mean in those late hours. So we'll probably just start fresh early in the morning and go from there. No, I didn't realize Glance would do that for me. I don't know if y'all can see it, but Glance is actually rotating between the two different fruits that I have on the Unimog right now. So it's showing that I have 2502 in wheat, and then I should have the 18.5 in water. So it actually, whereas the vehicle placard down here in the bottom right hand corner, that's actually just showing me a combined value. I thought it was showing me that I had 21,000 liters of water. I was like, wait a minute, that thing didn't hold that much. So anyways, so you guys have probably noticed I put a little watermark down at the bottom of the videos now with just the YouTube URL. That is mainly there to prevent theft. Believe it or not, people will go on YouTube channels, take your videos, and then post them on their own channel as their content, basically just in order to have content up to get views to try to make money. So it's a sad thing, but it does happen. And so because it has happened recently to people I know, I've gone ahead and started adding that in. I hope it's not too much clutter for you guys. See if I can get this thing backed in here and get some water on the chickens. So there are two troughs here. One is for water and the other is for the doesn't take much water, does it? Okay, I get it. The maximum capacity has been done. Now get off my screen. And then the one on the left over here is for grain. So, oop, I just drove over it and crushed it. There we go. So a little splash of wheat in there, and the chickens should go to 110% productivity, and they'll be happy little campers. And I can run over one. Come on, chickie chick. Alright, so we can run this back and drop it off. And we'll call this a video, kids. Alright guys, again, thanks for watching today. And remember, as always, if you're curious about this map, want to download it, the link for the map is in the show notes. There's also a link there for the mods I'm using. You can check out the link for mods I use, and that'll give you a spreadsheet of all the mods that I have. What I was going to say in the video a couple of days ago when I got cut off by Windows kicking me out, that is a work in progress. It should be up to date with all the current mods I have, but they're I haven't completed all the descriptions and everything, but you should be able, for the most part, to figure out what the mod is just by the name of the mod. There are some on there that are just kind of crazy, and you're not going to be able to figure out those. And like I said, that thing's taken forever to get to the point where it is. And you know, I work a little bit on it, I stop. I work a little bit on it, and I stop. It's a tedious little thing that takes time, and sometimes I get bored with it, and I got to be in the mood to sit down and work on it. So I will get more of it done. Just bear with me, and once I get it all done, then it'll be a lot easier to keep updated, because I just have to, you know, put mods in it as I get the mods. And that's the thing, if you start from scratch and you do it as you go, it's not bad. But having to go through your mods folder, figure out where you got all the mods, and do it, it's just, ugh, it's a nightmare. And I know that's going to get stolen by everybody. I don't care. So it's one of those things. Alright guys, well, y'all don't need to see me do the rest of this, so I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course there'll be another video out tomorrow that'll be much more to it. We'll do a little feeding technology tomorrow. We'll make up some TMR, and we'll bring that over here, feed the dairy cattle, and get them set up. And then once we get that done, we'll start our combine and start to do a little harvesting in the field. So that'll be in tomorrow's video. We'll do a nice long video tomorrow, but just a short one today. Probably do this in a Euro truck video here in just a little bit. So thanks for watching guys. As always, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer and you want to see more farm sim videos. I do a new one every day, so come on back tomorrow and enjoy that video as well. Thanks for watching guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.